Here's a little tutorial on how to create the green screen image, and then I show you briefly at the end how to add it into an iMovie and make it a part of your video. So I'm currently in Affinity Photo. It's a lot like Photoshop. I have it because it's a lot cheaper, but the interface is very similar. So whether you're using Photoshop, Affinity Photo, both are great options, and both should be very similar to this. So to start off, you got to find your image. I decided to go with Mark Cuban just because I cut them out recently in the Shark Tank video. So you want to save that to your files, and then you want to go back into Affinity Photo or Photoshop and create a new document. In create a new document, I just keep the regular format, and then once you're in here, you want to find a way to insert the image. Here, you just follow those, and then you want to put the image onto the file. In iMovie, you don't have much ability to move where you put the green screen image, so you want to kind of prepare ahead of time. But from there, you want to find the Smart Brush tool, and this is the tool we're going to use to create the PNG. So once you grab the tool, you head down to the bottom, and you begin to outline your figure, in this case Mark Cuban. Don't worry, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. By adjusting your brush size, you'll be able to better account for them, and by the end you'll be able to fix it, so it's really not a big deal. I'm going to time lapse through this. It's going to take a while, so I'll see you then. Now with the majority of him outlined, it's time to go in and start fixing the small mistakes we made. If you look closely, I'm slowly getting rid of the small specks that weren't covered in the initial sweep through. You want to make sure you get those. They can be hard to see, so you definitely want to zoom in and look closely. I see one on his collar. Get that real quick. And then you just really want to go around the edges. I know the collar wasn't perfectly well done. Really, all this comes down to the more in detail you do, getting close to the edges, it's going to look better in the final product. So the more time you take with it, the better it will look. And then to fix the parts that are over highlighted, you want to go down and you actually want to change it to subtract. And from there, it's the opposite. So, well, it did a little bit more. Add it back. It's really just a guessing game. The brush is pretty good, but you definitely have to be careful not to overclick. So now with that done, it is time to invert the selection. So you go into that invert selection. Now instead of Mark Cuban, the background is actually selected. So then from there, you want to create another layer. This part can be confusing, so you just might want to rewatch this a few times, but I clicked fill layer, and then you want to fill the background with a neon green, and this will be the green screen that we use to put it into our video. So from there, everything looks good. Time to save it, export it, save it to your files, and then I'll catch you in iMovie. Alright, so now that we're in iMovie, you want to make sure your clips are all lined out. I picked these 3 clips, and I decided I want to put Mark Cuban in front of this clip with the desk. So you line up the line, you head up to Files, and then from there you select your green screen image. When you click on it, you're going to get this drop down. You select More, and then you're going to see green/blue screen. You want to click on that, and then it will drop it into your timeline. Once it's in the timeline, you have the flexibility to adjust it to the length you want it to be. And yeah, you can move it along clips. You can include it with all the clips. You do have a little flexibility. If you have a better editing software, there's definitely more you can do with a green screen. But iMovie does allow you to put it in there, so it's a good technique to have in your back pocket. You never know when you might want to add something a little bit more to your video. So yeah, that's how you create the green screen image, add it into iMovie. I've utilized this technique quite a bit throughout my experience in 397X. And yeah, I hope you learned some. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.